Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Thank you for staying with us. It's time now to review headlines of today's newspapers, and I'm going to pass it across to you now.
Yes, and we start with this day on Saturday. We roll from top to bottom. The window story says NNPCL announces 2.52 trillion naira profit, 8.8 trillion revenue in 2022. 2022, not last year, yeah.
Still something.
And I don't think that they were a limited liability company as at that in 2022. But then to pay pending $1.76 billion equity in Dangote refinery with 2.5 billion barrel crude oil dividend accruals. I mean, all those figures may look like loads of money, but I think that many Nigerians will be willing to just move on with it as soon as fuel starts rolling off the pipes, from Dangote refinery. And I think that, the gains would be enormous. All the monies, all the dollars we're looking for that we use and bringing in a refined product, hopefully, that will stay in Nigeria, hopefully.
Hopefully. I mean, they're paying equity into the Dangote refinery. Congratulations to Dangote refinery again. This, for me, as you said, is that this is 2022 revenue. This is from 2 years ago. We always talk about how the NNPC is opaque.
Yeah.
It is opaque. We're just finding out now where the profit is, what the revenue is, where the money is going, and we still don't have true accounting of our NNPC. And our Minister of Solid Minerals is also now creating his own solid mineral limited company, and we hope for less opacity in our government because
Absolutely.
all these big numbers get thrown around, and I feel like part of it is to confuse the Nigerian people. So let's hope for more.
Absolutely. All right. So we go to CBN. Is now seeking to replace external MPC members ahead of February meeting. That's on page 14 of today's. This day on Saturday, February will be interesting with the CBN, given where we are in terms of the exchange rate. But of course, the MPC meeting is coming up in February, but the story says that the bank is seeking to replace external MPCs. We'll see how that goes. And then senior lawyers push for elevation of substantial justice above technicalities, which is a good, brilliant one.
Yes.
So that technicalities do not continue to mar or color most of the judgments that we get. And of course, the big story, the lead, Wanton killings in Nigeria, Peter Obi tells federal government security agencies. And I think that should lead us into two important papers. This is where you have Guardian.
Yes.
And Shaitan, you have Tribune.
Saturday Tribune,
and it's about wanton killings, about kidnapping, it's about insecurity.
Definitely.
Let's do Tribune first.
All right, then starting with Tribune, even just starting from the major story on there, kidnappers strike again, this time on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, abduct Lagos PDP chairman. Party leaders are calling for swift rescue action. I mean, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, that's less than an hour, let's say an hour and a half drive from here. We're thinking about traffic.
The zone the axis became problematic about 2-3 years ago. It looked like the Amotekun, came to the rescue, and some of the governors also worked together. But hey, this happened yesterday, and it looks like there is palpable fear everywhere.
Especially, I mean, I'm not to say that there's anybody that deserves to be kidnapped.
There is not an ordinary person.
Yeah, but when you think about it, the Lagos PDP chairman, that's definitely very worrisome.
It is.
And when we move over very quickly to the other story below there at Plateau, says how gunmen killed and burned corpses of 67-year-old man, sister, and 3 children. Governor Muftuan asked citizens to rise against crisis merchants. What does that mean, telling citizens to rise against these merchants? Are you telling them to now to stake up arms and defend themselves?
No, I think it's more so, before there was issues of some communities either harboring some of these people or, so I think when the governor is saying that they should rise against it might be just more so in terms of don't harbor these criminals just because they went to another community instead of yours, and maybe communicate with the security apparatus, communicate with the government, but also at the end of the day,
Is that the sense the NATO is just basically saying defend yourselves and
yourself.
fight?
I would hope, I always try and give them the benefit of the doubt in these
But
situations.
very important to note, just on top the Ibadan explosion, as an update, we have suspects in custody. Now, that's according to the security chief on page 16 and 17. Very, very important, because this in itself is another form
Is that
of
will that be part
insecurity.
of the report that the governor Sheyi Makinde has already given to the president?
And a very the photo up.
Because why are we now having this information about we have suspects? Results has been presented to the president.
Let's quickly go to the Guardian, because the Guardian is also leading with Plateau State. Fears of fresh killing resonates on the plateau as crisis festers. We now have different regions in Plateau State facing different crises. We've had, talk about you having religious crisis as well as tribal or land crisis. We have issues with cattle. We have issues with farming. We have issues. So at this point in time, we definitely need to have a word. And the picture here, we see Ribadu, we see Egbek Tokun, and we see Moftwang. We also see under that terrorist demands 60 million ransom for 31 abducted persons in Katsina. Governor Yusuf has not decided to join APC, says aid. And $500,000 Otedola bribe, $500,000 Otedola bribe. Supreme Court opposed Farouk Lawan's 5-year jail term, which I am very, very happy about.
I can see where your mind was going.
Very, very happy. He should, you're found guilty, you stay. You stay in jail. As a lawmaker, you accept a bribe.
You're right.
Enjoy Kuje.
Absolutely. We really have to go now, but Vanguard has something that we should deal with. Nigeria versus Cameroon.
Any
predictions?
Of course, Nigeria.
By how many goals?
I put it in God's hands.
In Osime's legs, we stand. All right, that brings us to the end of the morning show today. Thank you for watching, and do stay safe. I'm Steve Ayorinde.
I'm Adesola Giwa Osage.
Oh my goodness, I'm still laughing. For my entire team here in Lagos, Nigeria, enjoy the rest of your morning and, of course, the rest of your day. Goodbye.